Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pentiment. My name's Heliax, and last time Andreas, our character, perished in a fire trying to save the books of the Abbey. He is dead, and it was very sad. Everybody mourned him. There is a child in passing named after him now. I think it's Paul's kid, Paul and Anna. Oric also died, so did Linhart and Hannah. So did Otto. Otto died pretty much well earlier, but he died. Peter died as well. Ottilia is dead. A lot of people have passed, but as you can see, we are now playing as Magdalene, the daughter of Klaus and Mary, and sister of Berthold. I think his name was her brother, who Mary and the brother died. Well, the mother died in childbirth, giving birth to Mary, and Bert died of illness. But yeah, Klaus is upstairs sleeping, and we were feeling pretty tired. We wanted to do some writing before bed, but before we do that, we're going to go check around town, because that's what we do every afternoon and morning, basically, and just see what's going on. Try and get a feel for this character. We are a very intelligent person. We are also got some things to look at in there. We are obviously we know about the saints because of the book Andreas got us when we were just a babe, and we are proficient with balancing numbers and general accounting. We've got a good handle on numbers and negotiating, and we can also speak Italian and read a couple of other languages, which is awesome. So people, don't have a lot of people here. We have Esther, infant daughter. Not really the infant daughter anymore. We got Kraft, son of Brigida and Martin Bauer, grandson of Agnes and the late Lucky Steinauer. Oh, Lucky died. Damn. Martha, the younger sister of the late Anton, daughter of Carl and Helena. That's all we got. Okay. Oh, Father Thomas. And Kraft. Father Thomas, I really think we ought to take my granddad's advice. He told you the church's foundations would need repair eventually, and I think the floods last spring finally did it. You still haven't done that? I've looked at the stonework myself. I may not be as skilled as Lucky was, but even I can see the damage. The foundation's cracked. I'm not sure how much longer it can hold up. Also, Lucky did get a grandson in the end that could take over the family business. I don't know how much he was able to teach him, but I understand that, Kraft. But as I told Lucky, I cannot in good conscience have you exhume the bodies in the graveyard. Ah, God bless you, Magdalene. Hello, Father Thomas. Kraft, busy at work, I see. I'd like to be, if the good father here would let me. Now, Kraft. It's a matter of safety, Father. Once the foundation has cracked, it's only a matter of time before the church floor gives out, or the walls shift. Is there anything you can do? That sounds dangerous. It is. 1 or 2 good rains, and the next Sunday we come in? Well, it won't be good, that's for sure. Is there anything you can do? Yes, but Father Thomas is concerned about disturbing the church graveyard. Disturbing holy ground is not a simple matter, Kraft. Even if I were to move certain plots to ossuaries, it would take time. Certain rituals must be done to ensure the sanctification of the bodies. Can you fix the foundation on the other side of the church, Kraft? Near Sister Amelie's cell. That could work. Would you give that your blessing, Father? I wouldn't have to bother the sister, if that's what you're worried about. That does quell some of my fears, yes. I must insist your repairs do not break down the walls of Amelie's cell. It's a matter of maintaining her vows, you see. Alright. I'll take a look at the damage and see if I can repair the damage from that side. Thanks for the suggestion, Magda. I've been trying to convince Father Thomas for days now. Sometimes it takes a new set of eyes to solve a problem. Well, it's better than the church falling apart. It sometimes takes new eyes. Yes, thank you for your assistance, Magdalene. Kraft, I trust you'll let me know before you begin any work. Of course, father. Good, good. Well, I must return to my duties. God bless you both. Alright. Let's go up into the meadows. Head to the Golden Hand Inn. Killian. Hi. Is he up here this time? He is still up here. Nico. Magdalene. I don't suspect we'll find a whole lot of new things. Probably just the people who are at the meeting, I'd imagine. Ooh, what's this? Snow's creeping down the mountain. Winter will be here soon. It's interesting that the guest house and the Abbot house are still available. They're locked, but they're available. Gertrude. Bless you. Nothing in there. Margaret. Nope. God bless you, Magdalene. Okay. I didn't think they'd have anything new to say here, but for the sake of being thorough. The forest. I doubt there's gonna be anything new here either. Have we looked at this already? Saint Satya's shrine. Martha especially likes to leave offerings to her. Martha, Martha, Martha. Waterfall. Old salt mine. Wonder if so far the salt mine hasn't been of use at all. The waterfall hasn't been much use either, except for old Otto. I guess we didn't get to see him much. Yeah, we've seen that before. I kind of want to go back and play the first act again. See how much I've missed. Hello, Magdalene. Hello. Where's what's his face? Okay. We'll go to the mill. There's Paul. Hello, Magdalene. Magdalene. Elsa. Anna. Ulrich. Okay. Oh, you can see how the abbey in the background is in ruin. I didn't even notice that this is a brand new mill. Actually looks a lot nicer, I think. Wonder who paid for that. That's my house. We'll go down to the Martin's house, the Bauer's house. Brigida. Martin. Wonder why he wasn't invited to the thing. The meeting. Hetty, Jetta. I wonder if Jetta's, Hey, Magdalene. Did Johann die? Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. Did you need something? Just wanted to see what you were doing. How you doing? Fine enough. Weather's getting colder. And the family? Healthy and hardworking. Simon's taking care of the winter provisions. He's a good boy. Proud of him. And you know how beautiful and kind-hearted Jetta is. Just like her mother. I don't know how I got so lucky. She's a miracle. She will marry a good man soon, I'm sure. There aren't too many options in passing, though. A few. They better keep their eyes open, though, or they'll miss out on her. That young Oates is a good man, I've noticed. He's solid enough. I'm not sure about him. His eyes seem to wander. He's solid enough. Takes after his father. All the same, when Joda has children one day, they'll be beautiful and kind like their mother. There are worse things to be, I guess. I did my best to raise her right, but her best qualities are all Hedwig. Or, is that what that's supposed to be? Hedwig? Give yourself a little credit, Hans. Kind of you to say, Magdalene. I should get back to it. Until later. Until then. Yeah, I feel like there are people who came and went, not even realized they existed. Magdalene. Hello, Magdalene. I understand why Oates just calls him Mag. It's so much simpler. I don't think you guys are gonna have anything to say. Where's Ursula at? She was at the town commons last time you saw her, right? Martha. Indris. Resi. Yeah, it definitely looks like Indris got married. I mean, he's got 2 girls hanging around him. And there's Ursula. I doubt you guys have anything new to say. Oates. Hey, Mags. Lactil. And Eva. Christina. Oh, Magda. Hello, Christina. Did you see the froggies on Sunday? I did. They were everywhere, weren't they? I've never seen so many together before. Brother Thomas was so angry, but I think it's funny. Mommy says the twins did it, and they're an example of children who don't follow the 10 Commandments. Your mom is right. Artemis and Apollo are always getting into trouble. They don't honor their parents. Artemis and Apollo. Who are their parents? Well, everyone makes mistakes. That's why we confess our sins and do penance. The 10 Commandments don't say anything about frogs, though, do they? That's why we confess our sins and do penance. Does that mean they won't get in trouble with God? If they confess, then no. God will forgive them, and they won't be in trouble. The only ones they'll get in trouble with is their parents and Father Thomas. I don't think God cares about sneaking frogs into church. If they confess, then no. Oh, good. I like them, even if the adults have to scold them. Mom scolds me sometimes, too, when I do something bad. That's why I try to listen to her and behave and say my prayers. You're a smart girl, Christina. Thanks, Magda. Mommy says so, too. Alright, so far we've had the most to talk with Christina. Or most things to talk about with Christina. I'm saying that I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I just let the reading do the work. Oh yeah, have we talked to you yet? Bless you, Magdalene. I guess Anna's with Paul now, so you're here all alone? It's kind of sad. This is the Steinauer house. Agnes. Good evening, Magdalene. I don't think I talked to them when I came through, did I? Are you all alone too? And you've gotten older. Carl. Good day, Mistress Druckerin. I'm glad to see you survived, Carl. The Rathaus is the biggest building in Tassing. Baltus's clock took ages to build in place. Yeah, this place is pretty nice, really. It would have been great to have Andreas here to paint this, huh? I'm curious to know what happens if, like, Andreas doesn't die. Werner? Magdalene? And Inscom A lot of people in here. Nazu? Ciao, Magdalene. Balthazar. Magdalene. Yes? The cinnamon I added to the beer is perfect. Is that a spice? You're making beer? Well, yes. It's for the Christmas celebration. Oh, I suppose you don't have much time left. Quite right. The wheel of time stops for no man. But it's going to be wonderful. Cinnamon, coffee from Ethiopia, cocoa from the New World. Ah, I know it. Jesus Christ. He who has the money can do everything. Problem? Of course not. It's just it's your money. Anyway, I'm quite excited about it. Clearly. As such, alchemy is not normally my strong suit. And for all of Naizu's complaints about the cost, the base rye we're using is free. Given the other ingredients, I'd imagine it doesn't make much of a difference to the cost. Yes, at least someone around here is aware of the costs. Do I or do I not have more than enough money to cover everything 10 times over? Of course, but then I don't want to hear another word about it. The farmers had so much rye this year, they just couldn't use it all. Gret made as much bread with it as she could, but she wound up having to throw a lot out. So why not make beer? Yes, why not? I wish you the best of luck with it. Nod vaguely. Yes, why not? Thank you. You're welcome. What a mess. I don't know how Balthus can get anything done with all this in the way. And he stayed here for another 18 years, huh? So did the doctor. When we first met the doctor, he was like, I'm getting out of here. He's been here for 25 years now. He's not going anywhere. He'll die in this town. Okay. Let's go home. Let's go to our desk and do some writing. Alright, where to begin? Ah, I should write to Esther. Dearest Esther, I hope you have been well. Autumn has reached us here in Tassing at last. I hope you and your family are well. Dad sends his regards to your parents, like usual. Yep. I spent the last few days collecting oak galls with Sister Gertrude. I don't suppose you have the chance to do that in Prague. Sister Gertrude has been teaching me how to grind them into a smooth ink. Oh look, it's Burton. Oh, that's nice. It's difficult work, but you'll find no better ink anywhere in Bavaria. I'll send along a bottle with this letter. Oh, did I mention? Dad started a new project. He's painting a mural of Tassing's history in our new Rathaus to memorialize the revolt. The whole thing has me thinking about my own family history, past, present, future. I don't think I want to stay in Tassing forever. It's a quaint place to grow up, but I'm 20 now. I'm 20, okay. The printing shop has been in the family for years. I'm looking forward to taking it over. Yeah. Of course, Dad will keep running it until he can't pull the levers anymore, but I'll take over sooner or later. If I inherit the shop, I won't have to get married either. Of course, the print shop will be more profitable than anything else my husband does. Independence. Especially if I have to marry Oates. Even if I marry Oates. He's been courting me for some time now. Everyone in town knows we're a good match. And yes, before you break the nib off your pen, I will come visit you in Prague, I promise. I'll try to make time to visit before winter. Life has been bustling here. Dad's been very busy with the Rathaus mural, so I've taken over in the workshop. I'm sure it will be a sight to behold once it's finished. Write back to me soon. All my love. Magda. I can't read this clock very well. I like the other one. It's much more simple. Alright, so I can go to bed, or I could go exploring. There's probably not much left to explore, huh? Hey, Dad. You're still up? Hello, Magdalene. I don't think there's a lot for me to find out there. I think we're just gonna go to sleep or risk it. It's late. I should get some rest soon. You know what? What's the harm? We'll do a quick look. We won't go everywhere. Like, we won't go to the Abbey or the forest. Just take a look around town real quick. Oates is still out. Hey, Mags. Take a quick lap around town. Might not even go any further than this. Okay, I think we're good. Go to sleep. New sleeping animation. It looked like she had like one sock on and one off. Hey, get under the covers. Come on, guys. Nobody sleeps under the covers. Ah. Dad? Dad? Magdalene. Dad! Hang on, I'm coming. Dad! Magdalene. What happened? Are you alright? You're bleeding. Someone came into the house. They hit me over the head. I'll go get Dr. Stoles. Try not to move, Dad. Magdalene, it's not safe. Whoever attacked me. The wound is too deep for me to take care of on my own. We need Dr. Stoles. Magdalene, be careful. I will. I'll be right back, I promise. There's no way he's gonna make it, is it? That's a long time. Do you know why anyone would want to attack you, Klaus? He survived. Nice. No. Maybe someone didn't like one of the books I sold them. Are you sure you didn't see a shadow and hit your head on the printing press? Come on, Jorg. You saw the workshop. Somebody was looking for something. A burglar? In Tassing? That's preposterous. Well, if it wasn't an attack, what was it? Enough. It was a deliberate blow to the head, unless any of you wish to debate my diagnosis. No, of course not. No. As I thought. Truthfully, Klaus, I'm surprised the blow didn't kill you. You have a strong skull. It's a grave injury, It's a grave injury. Magdalene, you'll need to help take care of your father. I will. Whatever I need to do. Good. Of course, the mural will have to be called off now. Klaus, you absolutely cannot get out of bed. No, it has to be done. This is too important. Just give me some time to rest. I'll find a way to make it work. I don't think we need to cancel the entire project. Can't we just wait? Klaus, your health comes first. Anyway, we haven't even been able to agree on what the mural should be. Indeed. It might be best to abandon the entire idea. With respect, Father Thomas, you're not on this council. Yes, just offering an opinion. I can paint the mural. What? Mags, quit joking around. Well, I know you want to help your dad, but aren't you too young for something this big? I've been painting since before I could walk. You don't think I'm good enough? I'm old enough to run the print shop by myself, and Dad trusts me to illustrate the books. Isn't that enough? I'm older than Oates, and he's on the town council, and he doesn't even do anything. Let's skip this debate. We all know I'm capable of doing this myself. Dad knows I'm capable. If you don't trust Magdalene to do the mural, to hell with you. To hell with the lot of you. Klaus! If you don't trust her, you don't trust me. I'll never do any work for this council again. Alright, I say we let her. It doesn't look like we have much of a choice. Very well. Alright, Magdalene, you can do it. But you still need to talk to us about what you're doing, alright? Fine, but I'm taking my dad's ideas into account. Well, we'll figure it out. Thanks, Magdalene. Rest up, Klaus. I'll do my best, York. It's the doctor, isn't it? It's the frickin' doctor. Magdalene, just a moment. Yes, what is it? I didn't want to say this in front of your father or the others. I mean, he's right there. Your father is lucid right now, but his injury is severe. His current demeanor is misleading. I know the injury is severe, Werner. I saw all the blood. What are you saying? Magdalene, there's damage to his brain. He may have a few weeks, maybe even a month left. Maybe even a few months left. But he's not going to survive. There must be something you can do. No, I'm not a surgeon. Can we take him to see one? No, he can't be moved in this condition. In fact, he shouldn't move at all. Even if he could, I don't think the finest Italian surgeons would know how to deal with this trauma like this. So, he's just going to die. And there's nothing I can do about it. You can make him comfortable. You can enjoy the time you have left. I can help with palliative care. But time will run out before long. I'm sorry, Magdalene. Damn. Klaus. Alright, so it's 2 12-hour times, right? This is tough. Meeting at the Rathaus. The attack. Dad needs to be able to see the mural in its finished form. But I don't know how much time he has left. Werner said it could be a few months, or... God protect him. I'll pick up where Dad left off. He wanted to paint the history of Tassing, from its earliest days to the revolt. I'll start with the earliest parts of Tassing's history, the pagan tribes and the Romans. Then I'll move onto the founding of the Abbey and the Tassing Saints. After that, I should find a way to represent our recent history. Depicting the revolt is important to Dad. People in Tassing might know some of the town's history, but not all of it. Dad said the library in Kirsau had those records. He was going to write to the last prioress to see if she had any information. I should write to her now, while I'm thinking about it. Okay. So should I do that now? This should clean the blood up. So they were obviously looking for the stop message, right? It's got to be what they were looking for. Magdalene. Hey, Dad. How you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. Alright, I'll come back and check on you later. It said write to her now, so we'll write to her now. Alright, where to begin? Dad told me the last prioress at Kirsau knew something about the old history of Tassing. He said she became the abbess of a convent in Bologna. Or Bologna. Mother Illuminata? Yes, at Santa Margherita? A small town in the Republic of Genoa, along the coast of the Ligurian Sea. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margherita, formerly Prioress of Kirsau Abbey. Yeah, we'll go with this one. My name is Magdalene Druckerin. I do not believe we ever met, as I was very young when you left Kirsau. Got the top one. You were acquainted with my father. He bought many books from the library before the terrible fire consumed the place. I am writing because my father and I are creating a mural in the Tassing Rathaus. It's going to tell the history of our community and of Kirsau as well. We have only legends and folklore since, of course, all of Kirsau's books were destroyed in the fire. I was hoping you would tell us something about the early history of the town, when the Romans were here. If you know anything about the early history of the abbey itself, we would also be glad to hear of it. We would appreciate any help you could give us, and we hope you are well. My father always spoke highly of you, especially how you cared for the sisters after the fire. My father always spoke highly of you, especially how you cared for the library and its books. My father always spoke highly of your piety and intellect. If you would not mind a personal question, was it hard to return to Italy after being here for so many years? I'm gonna go with that one. Our circumstances are not that similar, but I wonder if I could ever leave this place. And if so, how it would feel. God bless you. Magdalene. Damn, that does take time. Come on, game. Okay, but not a lot of time. I go to sleep. If I want to finish mural before Christmas, I should start planning tomorrow. I should head to bed to catch as much rest as I can. That's annoying. I wish it didn't tell me to do it now. That I should write the letter now, and that was gonna skip time. Okay, whatever. Apollo and Artemis, son of Veronica and Big Jorg. Ah, so the Gertners. Okay. Oh, I can't leave the house. Could I leave the house earlier? Weird. Yeah, check on the old man. Go to sleep. What? Why are so many days passing? Okay, maybe this last act is more of just like a... more of a contained thing. What if it's Illuminata? And we find out because of this letter. Ah, Mistress Drunkard. I have a few letters here addressed to you. Take care now. Thank you, sir. Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Mistress Drunkarin. Not Drunkarin. Drunkarin, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. I remember you both, as your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discussed Tassing's past, it's likely they were as mythological as what your neighbors believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Kreutzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during the revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. I should also say that it's not true that all of Kirsau's books were destroyed by the fire. Andreas Maller managed to save some from the flames, God rest his soul. Master Maller. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloging and preserving the surviving books was not at the top of any of our minds. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Kirsau, the murder of Baron Rothfogel. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tassia, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I had forgotten about it until now because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historia Tassia shortly before he died. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. Perhaps Prior Ferenc took it from the Baron after the murder. Ferenc had an interest in books of all sorts, of course, but it seems like an odd thing to do in the moment. Then again, only God knows what he did and why he did it. Miklaus. Haberl, and the Baron's manservant, believed it may have been stolen by the town thief Martin Bauer. If Martin is still alive, I would ask him if he knows where the book is. Hopefully, he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tassing. If the man has passed from this world, perhaps his family knows where the book wound up. As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that was also lost in the blaze. However, as sacristan, Prior Matthew learned a great deal about the subject. Appointed official in a monastery responsible for maintaining the sacristy, where vestments and objects used in the ceremonies are kept. The sacristan is also often the treasurer. I have not kept in contact with him, but I know he is now the archdeacon at Sion. Really? That's pretty good for him. Once a free imperial city of the Holy Roman Empire, Sion became the capital of Valais when the canton joined the Swiss Confederacy following the Swabian War in 1499. He is no longer a Benedictine, but uses his family name, Fonsignusau? I don't know. If you write to him soon, your letter may reach him before snow covers Valais. A canton in the Swiss Alps, Valais became an associate member of the Swiss Confederacy in 1529. Regarding your question about returning to Italy, it was leaving Kirsau that was difficult. What happened during the revolt was a tragedy, both for the hateful violence and the destruction of our community. Perhaps Kirsau should not have continued as it had for so long. Time caught up with us in the end. Only God is eternal. Snow will come soon to Bologna, not like it did at Kirsau, but it will remind me of better days. I must take comfort that wherever this frail body may be, as long as the Lord is with me, I am home. God bless you as well. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margherita. Oh, Esther wrote to me as well. My dear Magda, my parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell him they wish to hear from him soon. Uh-oh. Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I've made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Elijah has taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennigs trying to find lapis at the market. She set him scrubbing the floor for it. Took him 3 days. I'm glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. And if you do take over the shop in Tassing, you'll have to make visits to Prague for supplies. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet someone here. Though from the way you talk, it seems like you're a bit preoccupied with suitors in Tassing. I've made a good match too. There's a young man at the synagogue, Simon, who caught my eye. His father is a doctor, and his brothers have all gone to university as well. I'd quite like to marry him. Anyway, I hope this Oates fellow and his mother don't give you too much trouble. You really ought to give men a chance, Magdalene. They can be quite sweet. At least the ones in the city here are. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see when it's finished. Blessings. Esther. I'll have to write Esther back tonight. I should head home and check on Dad. No, stop. Hey, Dad. How you feeling? Magdalene. Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring you up something light, like milk or broth. No. Can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata didn't know much about Tassing's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. I didn't even know Till had a son, to be honest. Mother Illuminata. Magdalene. Oh, Mother, yes. Did I... Right, yes, Mother Illuminata. Young Kreutzer has mentioned those tales from time to time, yes. He comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when he's found some interesting old ruin out in the fields. You might ask him about that. Ill Peter always harumphed about how no one paid attention to the old ways anymore, too. I'm sure he'll have some stories to tell about old Tassing. You might stop to talk to him. I didn't think of that. Thanks, Dad. I can hardly understand him these days, but it's worth asking. He's an old man, Magdalene. He'll enjoy the company either way. Alright, I'll talk to him too if I have time. You might talk to Smokey as well. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That, and he's a known gossip. He's always been kind to me when I chat with him. I'm certain he'll know something about the ruins. You may hear something worth your while at any rate. I'll go talk to him. What about the ruins of or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever is left over from the Romans and before. The salt mines and the Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tassing, so it only makes sense to see what's left behind. Ah, you take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. You always said that was a good artist. That's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, alright? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. I don't know why Jorg doesn't keep them in line. Always making trouble, those two. Don't worry about me, Dad. I'll be careful. They don't have brains enough to keep out of the trouble. I do. Damn. That's what happens when you name your kids after pagan gods instead of saints, I guess. Don't worry about me. Good. I still need you to run the press for a little longer after all. Don't forget your other chores while you're running around town, alright? We still have a household to run. Don't worry, I'll get everything done. That's my girl. I better get going. If I want to do all that today. I'll see you later, Dad. Good luck, Magdalene. Okay. Got a lot to do. Take a look at everything. Okay, so we can talk to Smokey, Ill Peter, and Black Till. And we need to find these books. I wonder if he hid the books somewhere. Oh yeah, Martin. Okay. At Tillman Black Till. Grandson of the late Till. Husband of Eva, father of Christina. Maintains his family's interest in the history of Tassing. Okay. Where do we want to go first? Let's go to Martin. Hello, Brigitte. Magdalene, how are you keeping? I'm eager to continue work on the mural. I have so much to do before Christmas. I'm certain it will be the pride of Tassing when you're through. You've always had your mother's talent for art. And how's your dad? You're one of the only people who've asked how I'm doing before asking about my dad. I know how it is to be the sole caregiver. Yourself disappears behind the needs of the person you're looking after. I worry about you, carrying that weight alone. I remember when my dad fell. We cared for him best we could. Those few months before he passed were a tough time for everyone. But I believe God will pull your dad through, whatever the doctor says. We need him. God willing, you're right. I am at his mercy. I don't know what I'll do if he dies. I feel crazy even thinking about it. Should the worst come to pass, you will not be alone, Magdalene, believe me. It may feel like you are, but... Have you thought about what you'll do if your dad doesn't come through with this? Dad would want me to keep up the press. Wouldn't that be a sight? Are you sure you can handle it? It's a lot to manage on your own. Be a good girl, Magda. There are a number of families in Tassing who'd be happy to take you. You have someone in mind, don't you? You must mean Oates. He's about as subtle as his father. God rest Otto's soul. I miss him. I wish I'd got to meet him. Properly, I mean. He made an impression, that's for certain. Oh, the girls around town knew better than to moon after him, though. Though that didn't stop some of us. He was Eva's from the start. As Oates appears to be yours, heh? But if nothing ever comes of that, know that you're always welcome in my family, Magda. Kraft's a nice, hard-working boy. He's got a sharp mind. He can provide for a family. Are you trying to set me up with your son? Can you blame a mother for trying? You're a good, respectable girl, Magda. Any family would be lucky to have you as a daughter. I don't mean to be rude, but I'd prefer to decide in my own time. Yeah. Alright. I'll let it lie. You know, not every marriage may start off on solid footing. But if you pray and work hard and trust in the Lord, you can find it in time. Believe me. If it's not working out, how can you be sure a couple belongs together? You're not making the prospect sound very enticing. Marriage is our natural state. It's in our homes. It's in our homes that we are closest to the Lord. The Lord made us from Adam's rib because he meant us to be a part of men. You would be lonely to never know that fullness of purpose. That's no life for someone like you. You're not the first person to tell me so. I don't care about my life. I just want to take care of my dad. You're not the first person. That's because your elders are wise, Magda. Trust in our love for you and in the Lord's purpose. In any case, I should get back to the chores. Remember what I said. Whatever happens, you're always welcome in my home. Oh, before I forget, actually, I had a question about an old book. Yeah. Martin is supposed to have stolen it from the Baron who was killed years ago. Do you know what happened to it? What happened to it? Oh. I hope that doesn't get me into any trouble, but I still have it, hidden in a drawer. Martin left it behind when he ran off. Why'd you keep it? What was I supposed to do? The Baron was killed soon after, and there I was holding his stolen book. Really? I didn't want Martin to get into trouble. Then he already was. I never read it, though. I don't read well. I could take it off your hands. No one would even know you kept it. I trust you to be true to your word, Magda. I'd like to have nothing more to do with it, to be frank. It reminds me of a difficult time. A stolen book of a dead nobleman in our home. Perhaps it's spoiled our milk and turned our eggs all these years. Here you are. Please, don't tell anyone I had this. Historia Tassiae? Oh, it's in Latin. I can understand a few words and phrases. I'll take a closer look in the evening. Thank you, Brigida. You've been a big help. Of course, Magda. Be well now. God bless. You too, Brigida. Until later. Well, nice. Didn't even have to ask Martin about it. And we won't, because that'll get us in trouble, right? How's Klaus? Enduring, even when his speech is slurred. He keeps a cheerful heart. I don't know what life would be like without him. Klaus is a good man, Magdalene. Tassing is a better place thanks to him. He's one of the few in Tassing who hasn't been on my back all this time. What do you mean? Don't pretend like you haven't heard. Townsfolk have whispered shit about me for years. So what if I occasionally get into a few brawls? I'm an honest man. I wasn't involved with what happened to Otto Zimmerman. I supported his cause. I pulled my weight around here, tilled the soil, salted the meats, provided for Brigida and Kraft. I've done enough back-breaking work for this family. Can't a man just have a goddamn rest? Damn. Why are you always getting into fights anyway? Brigida supports you on all this, doesn't she? I believe you, Martin. You seem like you could use a respite. Damn right. Right. I've lost enough time as it is. Time for you to go. Until later, Martin. Yeah, seems like he... Isn't it? I figured he would probably be in like a pretty decent way now. Or decent mood. I guess old age hasn't agreed with him. Hello, Magdalene. How's the mural coming? I hear you browbeat the council into letting you do it yourself. I don't care about the council. I want to finish the mural for my dad. It took some work, but I convinced them to let me paint the Wrath House, yes. They didn't have a chance against me once I'd set my mind to it. Ha! That's the spirit. It's good to see you standing strong against these stubborn bastards. God may have made men from dust, but I swear he left some of them with rocks for brains too. Did you know Jorg was by to check on my own hinges? Wait, what? Did you know Jorg was by to check on my hinges? I've had about enough of their silly projects. That Zimmerman boy seems to have a good head on his shoulders, though. Once you're settled down with them, you'll have a good life ahead of you. I do like him. I think we could learn to love... I think we could learn to love each other. I think I'd rather marry for love, Hetty. Oates? I'm not going to marry him. It's hard to think about the future right now with what happened to my dad. Oh, sweet girl, I'm sorry. My mouth goes faster than my head sometimes. So my Johann used to say. Oh, Johann. Your dad's only ever been a fair weather friend to people like me, but damn. He's a family man at heart, and I can respect that. Opie knows how lucky he is to have you looking after him. He regrets it, you know. What happened the night the Abbey burned. I'm sure he does. He could have made a real difference for us, stuck his neck out, but he was scared. We all wish things could have turned out different, but that's life. Anyway, give my best wishes to your father, and take care of yourself. Thanks, Hetty. Until later. Did Johann die in the revolt? Or was it afterwards? Hey, Magdalene. I heard what happened to your dad. How's he doing? Resting. He suffered a severe blow to the head. I'm worried to say the least. Hans sends his regards. The Bauer household is praying for a swift recovery. Thank you. And thank Hans and Jutta for me as well. I will. Glass has always been such a bedrock of Tassing. I'd hate for him to die. It'd be... I'm sorry. It's fine. I fear it as well. It's best not to ignore one's fears. Do you miss your father? Your real one, I mean. Do I miss him? Kind of. I don't remember Joseph all that much. Joseph. To be honest, I don't either. He's become a haze of sorts. A faint echo. A feeling. An occasional emotion. I was so young when he got killed. Mom said I had trouble understanding what had happened for a long time. I understand. My mom, she's like an empty hole in my life. I have nothing of her. Yeah, let's go that one. Ah, yeah. You never even got to see her, right? Not even a memory, huh? Suppose you have yourself for comparison. God molded you after her. I can imagine how she could have been, like, stubborn and unruly, yeah? But can I know if I'm actually like my mom? All I have are stories from people. If that is what it takes, I don't see people of wealth and power giving the rest of us much headway. I'm not stubborn and unruly. Ha! You don't have to believe me if you don't want to. Anyway, the winter draws closer, so I got a lot of preparations to take care of. I truly hope Klaus recovers soon. God look after you both. Until later. Hello, Magdalene. Hello, Hans. I hope your dad recovers quickly. He's a good man. Dr. Stolz thinks I should prepare myself for the worst. Thank you. I'll tell him he said that. Good. This town has seen too many terrible things, but we've recovered before. Maybe the Lord will return your dad to health too. I pray you're right. Be glad you have this time with him. I say. Wish I'd had more. I wish I'd had as much with Hilwig. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Hans. I'm really sorry, Hans. I don't know who you're talking about. Let's talk to Peter. Hello, Peter. Can I talk to you for a moment? Eh? What's that? Can I talk to you for a moment? God damn it, don't you shout at me. Oh, I'm sorry, Peter. What do you want, anyway? I was wondering if you could tell me some of the stories about Tassing. Oh, the old tales, Cough. It's been so damn long since anyone had a thought to ask me about what I know. But there's still a few of the old tales knocking about in this skull. Are there any myths from even before the Romans came to Tassing? Of course there are. The Romans weren't the first ones to live here, you know. There are spirits older than the saints that live in these woods, older than the Romans. They protected Tassing before St. Moritz even set a blessed foot in town. What sort of spirits? But Father Thomas says that the only good spirits is the Holy Ghost. Everything else is of the devil. I thought spirits only caused trouble, spoiling milk, making livestock sick, things like that. Some do, yes, but who do you think beats the spirits off? Us? What can farmers do against spirits, eh? It's Perchta and her wild hunt that scares them evil ones away. They've protected Tassing since its founding days. Long before the Romans, our ancestors roamed these mountains under a great chieftain called Raetus. Wait, isn't Raetus a Latin name? Eh? The ending on his name is the masculine singular ending common on most male Roman names. Plenty of names that end with the same letters. Doesn't make them Latin, does it? Now, quit your yammering and listen. Folk weren't as kind as they are now, and the tribes fought one another for the best land. The old chieftain was a yellow-bellied coward who neglected the old gods. He was too proud to make offerings. Because of him, the gods favored other tribes, and Raetus's people had no land to call their own. Instead, they wandered through these mountains and valleys, hunting and gathering what they could to survive. Cough. One day, when winter was approaching, Raetus went hunting and found a wounded wolf tangled in a trap. But instead of killing the beast, as most men would, he helped the beast and loosed it from its bounds. Was the wolf his spirit in disguise? Why would he do that? Wolves kill livestock. Carl told me 2 of his sheep were killed by wolves last month. Sounds like Raetus was a bad chieftain too. Even I know it's foolhardy to let a wolf loose when you're hunting. Yeah, let's go to the second one. Pfeiffer doesn't help after his flock well enough then. And as for you, let me get on with the telling of it and stop being a gossip, if you want an answer. Sorry, Peter. Please keep going. The old gods are keen to repay favors done, and Perchta is the goddess of the wild hunt. The wolves are her animals. She leads the wild hunt, and the wolves lead the hunts of the forest. Back in my day, folk knew it was bad luck to kill a wolf. Now, I'm the only one who remembers these things. Cough, cough. Perchta saw Raetus's action and took favor on him, and told the wolf to lead the chief to her sacred spring. Raetus led his people to the spring, and claimed it for his homeland, and we've been in this valley ever since. Then those goddamn Romans came and destroyed everything, but you see, there were other gods protecting this place before St. Moritz. That's why a few of us still honor Perchta. She protects us against witches and fiends. It's a wonderful story, perfect for the first part of the mural. But God protects us from the spirits and devils now. We don't need Perchta. Our salvation is in Christ. That's all superstition. All this sounds like a story told to children. But God protects us from the spirits and devils now. Maybe so. But before Christ intervened, the old gods and spirits had more power. You couldn't just light a candle and say a prayer to old Perchta. And some of us think it's best not to anger her again, no matter what the daft priests think. Right. What about the Romans? Do you know any Roman legends of Tassing? Roman legends? Pah! I don't bother with stories from outsiders or tales of gods that aren't our own. The Romans did nothing but conquer our people and destroy this town. We spent generation after generation building Tassing back up from those days. and still our traditions keep dying, with no one to carry them on. I'm asking about them right now. That's why I want to know, Peter. These stories need to be on the mural. The mural, hmm? Fine. But I don't know any of the old Roman shit. Alright. I have a lot to think about. Thank you for sharing your stories with me, Peter. At least someone wants to listen to me. I'm tired. Talking so much has made my jaw ache. I'll leave you to rest then. God bless you, Peter. Humph. Into the mines. The mines. Big York? Magdalene. How are things on your doors? How are the hinges on your doors? Excuse me? The door hinges at home. Are they in good working order? To be honest, I've never really checked. I'm more worried about taking care of the press than looking at the door hinges. Well, our door's still open. So I expect they are. Maybe Indris should take a look at them. I would have asked your father, but well. Anyway, you wouldn't believe how many people in this town leave their hinges to rust. Is that something that the council is worried about? I didn't realize you had such an interest in hinges. Oh, it's not my interest in particular. Paul would like to institute a yearly check of all the homes in Tassing. What do you think of the idea, York? It does seem a bit nosy to me. Why not just let folk take care of themselves? That's my thinking too. I don't see why we need to make this whole thing official. Everyone in Tassing helps each other. As I see it, if someone notices a house in disrepair, we all pitch in to fix it. Do anything else would be unchristian. But if Paul wants to see it through, I'm happy to go along with it. Makes me feel useful, you know. Speaking of, I'd better get back to work. Nice to chat with you, Magdalene. See you later, Jork. Bill Peter's stories. Okay. We'll check in here before we end or wrap up this episode. Veronica. Hello, Magdalene. How is the mural going? Hope my husband hasn't been bothering you about it too much. Is that a concern? No, the council has left me to work for the most part. I think Oates had something to do with that. That boy has his eye on you, Magda. At least he's using his authority to do some good. Usually that lot just meddle around in things that are best left alone. Those men are bad influences on each other, if you ask me. Now they're chatting on about a yearly check of the hinges on every door in town. Hinges? Who gives a damn if the hinges on the front door creak? They're just trying to keep the town in order. The council are just old men looking to feel important. They're just trying to keep the town in order. They do better keeping themselves in order first. Anyway, I think it's good of you to be working on the mural. I wish Artemis and Apollo would take interest in something like that. Speaking of, have you seen them around anywhere? I asked them to look after the chickens, but they disappeared. I haven't seen them recently, but they like to mess around in the forest. Maybe they wandered off there? This town isn't that big. I don't know where they get to that I can't find them. Father Thomas says that they're only so much trouble because I named them after Greek gods. He says those names have power, but I still like them. Besides, Apollo and Artemis are gods of virtues. If anything, they should be more well-behaved. Names do have power, though. Maybe the spirits of the gods are affecting the twins. I don't think anything will stop the twins from going their own way in life. You're right. Father Thomas spends too much time in his books. Anyway, I better go find those rascals. Good luck on the mural, Magdalene. Thank you, Veronica. Until later. Clara? Hello, Magdalene, dear. How are you? How's Klaus? It's hard to know for certain. One day he seems well, and the next I can hardly understand his words. Neither of us is doing well. I'm having trouble coping with the stress. Dad's been hard to understand recently. Go the first one. Oh, Magdalene. I'll keep praying for you both. The both of you deserve the best. Life's been hard enough for you already. Please, let me know if you need any help around the house. I'd be happy to help. I'm surprised we're not, more concerned about who hit our dad. Oh, the housework. I've been so caught up in the workshop in Rathouse, I forgot. Not to worry. I can come by and help out. Besides, then we can chat, and chatter makes chores pass quickly. With all my children up and grown, and no husband to care for anymore, I've got to make myself useful somehow. Big Yorg is still in the house, though, isn't he? Why bother? You could spend your days relaxing instead of doing chores. Aren't you enjoying it? I heard that Peter was, well, crazy. You could spend your days relaxing. I don't think I'd be able to do that, even if I tried. Jorg and Veronica are capable of caring for their own household now. Eva is taking care of Oates and Ursula. And Ursula and Fabian have their own life together. She did marry Fabian. They don't need me anymore. You sound sad. Ah, well, I suppose I am. I thank God that No, I clicked. But I do feel there has been something missing in my life. After so many years of tending to them and maintaining a home, I don't know what else to do. I understand. I wouldn't know what to do if I couldn't keep working in the printing press. You could always find something new to do. Keep busy by helping Gret in the bakery or something. God did give us the Sabbath to rest, you know. Yeah, maybe helping Gret in the bakery. Jorg has been telling me to rest more, but you're right. I'd rather keep busy as long as there's life left in these old bones. Well, that's settled. I'll come over to help around the house soon, alright? I'll see you then, Clara. God bless you, Magdalene. Awesome. Haha, I just kidnapped your guys' mother. She's mine now. Okay. I think that's where we're going to end this episode, guys. We'll talk to these guys in the next one and figure out where we're going to go next. We got the book. We got the story from Il Peter. We got to go to the old mines. I think that's the last place we need to go. Wasn't? Oh, no, we need to talk to Black Tills as well about the Roman stuff. Yep. We'll do that in the next episode. But until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.